You
You
are
you are
listening
listening
to
to
the
the
Black
Black
Love
Love
Experience
Experience
Podcast.
I'm Amber.
I'm Tavares. We are the Black Love Experience. Welcome to our kingdom. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience Podcast. I am Tavares. Amber JG is out on assignment. Today we're talking about communication. But before I jump into communication, I want to say what's up and send love out to everybody who continues to follow the Black Love Experience Podcast. Thank you for your patience. Thank you so very much. I know that y'all out there. We know that y'all out there. And so, oh yeah, we ain't done, y'all. We ain't done at all. Life has been going on, but we've been managing it. And so we are here, and we're so grateful for you all who continue to follow the show, who continue to tune in to the show. We are still on every Sunday, but we just had some life events take place. And so we are back. And so I'm happy to be here. Mrs. G sends all of her love in abundance to every single person all around the world. And so let's get into today. Communication. It's important to listen to your partner. It's important to put aside our own thoughts for the time being and try to understand your partner's intentions, feelings, needs, and wants. This is called empathy. Share positive feelings with your partner. All right? Say what you appreciate and admire about them and how important they are to you. Be aware of your tone also. This is very important. When Mrs. G and I talk, transparency is one of our love languages, along with music and vibration and touch. But it is so important that I understand my tone when speaking to her. She is my queen. I am her king. And so when I'm in this space and when we go into those deep conversations, I love my intention here because I wasn't always this aware. I wasn't always this version of who I am today. And so I'm very, very grateful that I'm here and that I'm sharing it with my queen. She has a way of keeping me cerebral even when she's not around me. I'm always thinking, and her voice, her beautiful voice, is always in my head. And so when it comes to communications, we do all we can to be completely transparent. We don't hold anything back. And if we think that we have to hold something back, then we give ourselves a moment. We are patient with ourselves because we understand the value in self-love. We understand the value in being patient with the self. And that in itself lends itself to clear and concise communication. Now, we're not always perfect, and we don't strive for perfection because we understand that we are progress, not perfection. But when it comes to communicating, you got to understand the different ways of communicating. For example, there's passive aggressive communication. There's just passive. There's assertive. There's aggressive. Which are you? Because I tell you, the response has to do with all of those. Are you reacting or are you responding? I know for a long time I was reacting to a lot of things, and it took me a while to really grasp the concept around, responding and reacting. And so now when I communicate, I love to be clear. I don't hold back. I don't feel awkward. I don't feel shame. I don't feel fear. I will acknowledge fear, but I don't subscribe to it. Mrs. G and I, we love each other very, very much. And so when it comes to communicating, we enjoy talking to one another and we like each other. It's important to like your partner, okay? Definitely important to love them. But communication, I tell you, clear communication makes all of that better. Being specific, being intentional, not only with your partner, but being intentional about your own personal growth. The fact that Mrs. G and I are able to talk more and communicate with clear and concise messaging, oh my goodness, it makes everything so much better. It allows for everything to have a flow to it. I know y'all know what I'm talking about because it is important that love have a flow to it, right? It's important that our love has a heartbeat. Boom, boom. You dig what I'm saying? I love this. I love this topic. Let's get more into it. I am Tavares. This is the Black Love Experience podcast, and we will be right back. Hey, what's up, everybody? Please say a prayer for those over in Turkey and continue praying for those in Ukraine. The world, as we all know, is going through a very dark time right now. So please, let's shine a light and show love. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. Amber JG is out on assignment, my lovely queen. And today we're talking about communication. Why is communication important, they say? Communication is important in any relationship. Let's be very clear. Friendships, relationships, long distance, long term, short term, all of it is relevant. It allows you to effectively share feelings, opinions, even expectations. Many people fail to communicate due to a fear of rejection. Been there. Or the fear that they'll end up upsetting or even losing their partner, family member, maybe even some friends. Look, a part of communicating is being honest. And sometimes that honesty may or may not hurt. Now, we're not out to hurt nobody with our communicating tactics. At least I hope not. I know I'm not. I know Mrs. G isn't. And sometimes we got to speak the truth. In fact, all the time we got to speak the truth. Now, if you're trying to straddle the fence, as I say, then I think that may lend itself to you really upsetting or having more of a potential to upset people than not. So step into yourself. Have confidence, okay? Don't be cocky, but have confidence because you exude that energy. We don't want the person that we're talking to feel awkward or uncomfortable because we do. We want to be able to communicate clearly. We want to be able to share our message, perhaps even learn a lesson or two. There are ways to fix a lack of communication in a relationship or a friendship. One of those is to increase your awareness of any issues, okay? Being sure that you're able to resolve those issues. That will lend itself to strengthening the communication between two people. Because we've all been there where we're trying to talk to somebody and you're both talking at the same time. How you gonna listen to each other if you're both talking? Can't do it, won't work. Because you're always trying to one up the other person. And it just sounds like a car wreck. So be patient with yourself. I often just give the floor first. I'm like, here you go, babe, take the floor. Because I want to listen to what she has to say. She's my partner, she's my life partner, she's my queen, she's my wife. So her voice is absolutely important to me. I often share with Amber, baby, I want you to know that your voice matters. You have a voice and it's loud, and I want you to always use it. I say that often because I know my energy and I know that I can overtake a room if I want. And so I manage my energy. I manage my level of communication, right? I manage my level of involvement in a conversation because I want the other person to absolutely be heard. Also, make a commitment to change. Some of us need to change the way that we communicate, right? I know I see some heads shaking out there. I've been there too. We are not perfection, we are progress. And so if you have to change up a little bit of the ways that you communicate, change it up. Why not? Soften your approach. Soften your delivery. It is okay, especially if the person you are talking to, you are in love with. They are worth the adjustment. Also, be accountable. Be accountable. Don't be blaming. Just be accountable. Look at areas within the conversation. Perhaps there's a situation going on right now, and you and your partner are having a hard time seeing eye to eye. Look at where you are in this process and say, okay, self, where could I have done better? No, you're not wimping out. It's not that. That's not what I'm talking about. In fact, you're showing courage. You're being accountable. You're being mindful. You want to have a healthy relationship with healthy communication? Be accountable. Also, understand your style of communicating. A lot of us don't understand our styles. We expect people to just pick up what we putting down. We think people can read our minds. I've been there too. Won't work. Don't do it. Be very clear about your style of communicating. Be proactive about your communication. Don't just wait for it to happen. Show up to it. Be assertive, be gentle, but be assertive. Also, be open to suggestions. This is a great one. When it comes to communicating, when it comes to healthy communications, we have to be open to suggestions because you never know where the next blessing may come from. I am Tavares, and this is the Black Love Experience Podcast. We'll be right back.
Just vibe one time.
Don't forget to pick up my new book, Kissed by the Wind, A Book of Poems and Passions, Volume 3, out now on Amazon Books. Go ahead and search Tavares Allen Garrett and get yourself a copy. Thank you for your support. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience Podcast. I am Tavares. My beautiful queen, Amber JG, is out on assignment right now. Y'all know how she do. She's always on her grizzly grind. We are talking about communications today, and I love this topic. I love all the topics. Y'all know how I do. What is healthy in communicating? Well, that depends on your relationship. That depends on your style of communicating, okay? Is there a such thing as too much sharing? Again, that depends on the couple that's involved in the sharing, okay? Nothing is normal. Let's all agree on that, right? Some couples text a lot, okay, several times a day. Others do pillow talk, all right? All of it's okay. Some people have super busy work days. There might be no communication at all, and that's totally fine too. Figure out your limits so you can draw up a communication blueprint for your relationship. Some people feel like they got to talk all day, every day. Nothing wrong with that. My wife and I, we had two different communication styles when we reconnected for the first time after 18 years. So you could imagine how much life had taken place, right? Amber likes to communicate throughout the day. We share, we check in on each other. How you doing, babe? How the day's going? We share highlights of the day. I wasn't always into that. It took me adjusting the way I communicated. Because if I wanted to be with my now wife, well, then I had to be open to suggestions, as I mentioned in the last segment. Super important. And it shows growth. Look at that. She also had to learn my way of communicating. And so by doing that for each other, you got it. We're being flexible. We're working together. This in itself is strengthening our ability to communicate, and not just to communicate, but communicate effectively and healthy. A lot of us just want to say what we say and do what we do and not be concerned about what our partners are feeling. Newsflash. Be concerned and aware of how your partner's feeling and maybe even what they're thinking. No, I'm not saying don't try to read their thoughts. That's not what I'm saying. However, if you are aware of how they're feeling, then you probably have a good idea of what they may or may not be thinking. This is all about being accountable right here. This is all about lending more healthy tactics to communicating with our partners. Okay? Dangerous signs of communication, well, escalation, invalidation, negative interpretations, and withdrawal and avoidance. Been there, done that. Doesn't really help, but I learned a lot by doing those things. I used to deflect a lot in my relationships. In fact, I would deflect and project because I wasn't so high on myself, if you will. I wasn't so excited about me, and I didn't even know that I was projecting until someone was like, hey, why are you projecting that onto me? And at first I was offended by, how dare you? But then, after I took some time, after I calmed down, cleared my head, I was able to see where they're coming from. Don't be afraid to take a moment to understand what's really being said to you. A lot of us get offended quickly, easily, when people say things that we don't like, whether they are our lovers, our friends, our coworkers. You get the point. Give yourself a moment. This is why we are flexible with ourselves. This is why we show ourselves grace. This is why we are patient with ourselves. See, when I communicate with my wife, it's really about being patient because I listen to her. So as I'm speaking to her, I'm also speaking through a filter that's like, okay, you heard what she said. Now, how do you want to respond? And then I respond accordingly. No, I'm not in a box. Not at all. In fact, I'm learning new ways of communicating by being that patient, by showing that level of patience. And she loves it. And we love what our wives loves, right, fellas? Right. So always lending ourselves to a healthy communication tactic or style is always going to reinforce the love, the admiration, and the respect you have for your partner. I am Tavares. Amber JG is out on assignment, and this is the Black Love Experience podcast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice.
Always encourage love. Always encourage Black love. Everybody, everywhere, always stand up in the name of love. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. Amber JG is out on assignment, but she says hello to everyone. What's up, y'all? Today we're talking about communications and the effectiveness of healthy communicating, right? The impactfulness of a communicating style, right? And so some of y'all have heard of the term stonewalling. I will let y'all know what it is in case you don't know what it is. It's refusing to communicate with another person. Perhaps you are withdrawing from the conversation to create distance between yourself and another person. Some of y'all know it as shutting down, okay? Some of y'all know it as the silent treatment, which can be definitely hurtful to some, maybe even harmful and frustrating. I've been there. I'm not a fan of it. However, silence is golden. And I've learned that over my years. Now, when it comes to communicating, if somebody doesn't want to communicate with you or talk to you, you cannot make them. And the more you make them, and you've probably found this out by now, the more you try to push them, the more they shut down. The more they're reluctant to even talk to you because you're not respecting their boundaries. I've been there too. Yes, I've been there. I had to learn the hard way so I could speak to this. I've had experiences where I wanted to be heard and you were going to hear me. And the more I pushed them away. I pushed them right out the picture, only to go run and chase it and be like, oh, baby, please come back. Now, in the season I'm in now, I understand how silence is golden. Because some people, they need time to process. And I've come across a lot of folks in my lifetime that don't process the way that I process. See, there was a moment in time where I thought people thought like I thought. Yeah, I did. I really did. And I never really gave other people the fair shake. I didn't give them the respect they deserved. So while I'm here speaking to you all, I've been learning different communication styles over the course of my life that have brought me here to this season where I'm able to be flexible and available to new styles of communicating, to hear new suggestions, because I do want to communicate better every opportunity that I get. I want to seize the moment for sure, because that's going to make me a better person, a better human being, a better spirit. And I'm all about that. I'm all about self-love and self-awareness. I'm all about communicating effectively, healthy, because I've done it the other way, okay? I've beat people down with my words, Okay. I've talked them into things when they didn't want to do them. Communication is powerful, y'all. It really is. So we must be mindful of how we talk to people. We must be mindful of our deliveries. Okay. Our tone. Hello. I'm big on that. I got great ears. And so if you coming to me and you got that, you got that seat in your tone and you think you about to tell me something, I shut down right then and there. So when I'm listening, trust, I'm listening through several filters because indeed I do want to hear what you have to say, especially if what I've done or if I've done something or if I've said something that has made you feel bad. In a relationship, we must be mindful of our partners and how they feel. And you can have fun with communicating too. It doesn't have to be heavy. Like talking about serious things doesn't have to be heavy. Like you ain't got to turn off the TV and turn off the radio. Just own what you're going to say. And if you need to practice before you talk to your partner, then practice. Go into the mirror, do Tavares' famous mirror talk, and speak to your partner. Preparation is great. Nothing wrong with it at all. I'd rather you be prepared than not. Because being prepared shows intention. It shows that you care about the person that you're about to go talk to. You care about the state of your relationship. That's a good thing. That's a great thing, in fact, because so many people, they miss that. They don't think about it. Well, they may think about it, but they don't write it down. They don't recite it. They don't practice what they're going to say to their partners. Some people do. But many of us just shoot from the hip. And that's okay, too, if you're good and, if you're good with that sort of thing. But some serious situations, some serious talks do take us being patient, mindful, intentional, and kind. This is the Black Love Experience Podcast. We will be right back. Be sure to catch the BLX podcast right here on Anchor.fm weekly. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. Amber JG is out on assignment. She says hello. What's up, baby? Today we're talking about communication and how effective it can be when done the right way, right? And look, even if we're communicating the wrong way, we can still learn from those experiences. So don't count yourself out. Count yourself up and in. How do I talk to my friends or my partner without fighting? Well, repair the attempts. Start there. Look, I've tried many times to get things right, and I have failed many times. But without those failures, I would never know the things I know now. See, I wanted to learn from my mistakes because I didn't want them to be in vain, right? Right. So let's learn from our mistakes because there's gems there. There's experiences there that will help us in our present or immediate future. Also, when you speak to somebody, you can start with I feel. This will help to repair the attempts. This will help to open up the clear frequencies of communication. Find common ground. This is huge. I love this. Common ground has a way of softening people up when we have things in common. So find the common ground, and that in itself will hopefully lend itself to the beginning of a great conversation. Let them know when you are getting too emotional. You can be transparent throughout the conversation. I do it all the time because there's communication within the communication. So when I am transparent about how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling too emotional, that lets the person I'm talking to, it lets them know where my heart is at, where my mind is at. Also, if you want to talk without fighting, be sure you apologize. I talk about this often. Be sure you apologize. Apologies are important. Apologies are acknowledgement. Okay? Also accountability. And it's not that you're always wrong as to why you're apologizing. But you do care about the relationship, right? Right. So that is also shared through your communication style. Also, don't be afraid to be on your partner's side. Don't be afraid to say, hey, you know what, babe? You right. I'm wrong. You right. Because that shows solidarity. That shows teamwork. It's not about the blame game, okay? That really helps. So get on their side. And if you have to, start the conversation over. Perhaps you got off on the bad foot. Start it over. And be intentional about this, because this is also communication within the communication right here. It tells your partner, okay, he's trying, or she's trying, or we're trying. Teamwork makes the dream work. You dig what I'm saying? Repairing attempts also helps to keep your relationship or your marriage in good shape, in great shape, right? I love the fact that me and Mrs. G have this part of our relationship available to us at any given time. Again, when we got back together, we had to make some adjustments, which is okay because remember, we were apart for 18 years. So coming back together after 18 years, you could only imagine some of the things that we picked up along the way. But what I'm grateful for is that even when we came back together, we were able to establish a healthy foundation to communicate. We were able to talk and discuss each and everything that we wanted to talk about or discuss. It was like totally open. It was just an open line of communication. And I'm so grateful to be in a relationship, a healthy relationship, and a healthy marriage with such a beautiful spirit. Amber really does communicate extremely well. And so the more she communicates at that level, the more I am meeting her at that level. Remember, each one teach one. There's always opportunity to learn something new as long as we're available and open to it. This is the Black Love Experience podcast, and we will be right back.
Pussycat Pearly here, baby. Fluffy in the front, tight in the back. And if we going up, then we going all the way up. You dig? Now check this out. I'm always locked in. And I'm always locked in to the Black Love Experience podcast. They just give me what I need to get through the day. You understand what I'm saying? Do you really dig what I'm saying to you? It's really real up over here. Tell a friend, tell somebody. We always locked in. The BLX, baby. It's the Black Love Experience podcast. I am the only one you know. Meow.
Body Synthesis assists you with stress relief, weight management, behavior change, sober support, positive self-talk, nutritious lifestyling, and more. Are you transformation ready? Call us now at 818-533-8059. And if you're online, check us out on Instagram or Facebook at Body Synthesis. Go to our website at thebodysynthesis.com. Welcome back to the Black Love Experience podcast. I am Tavares. Today we're talking about communication. Amber JG is out on assignment, but she sends her love and high vibrations. Look, when it comes to couples and it comes to communicating, we are all on the same team and the same side. Failure to communicate often boils down to underlying issues with one individual or another. Let's not project or deflect. Let's own our own issues and address them because there's power there, okay? One partner may be more open about their thoughts and feelings and the other more afraid to share their emotions. That spells opportunity. That's the opportunity right there to be open to new suggestions. That's the time to be flexible, okay? That's the time to be patient. That's the time to be kind. It is not a time to flash on your partner. It is not a time to yell or be disrespectful to your partner. Okay? One can be better at communicating than the other. That's okay. Some of us are put in each other's lives for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. We've all heard this, right? So figure out which one that is. I prefer to be a leader, no matter where I'm at, no matter who I'm talking to, because I understand the power of influence. I understand my aura, my energy, my position in this particular life at this time. So I love to be a part of a communication style that allows us to open up over and over and over again without feeling shame or shade, right? You'll know that you're communicating in a toxic style if you're constantly blaming, if there's a lot of defensiveness, if there's a lot of contempt, or stonewalling. So be mindful of these styles, because what you want to do and what you may want to do is consider the other person that you're talking to. For me, it's my lovely wife, Amber JG. So when we talk, I do everything I can, as I mentioned earlier, to listen. That's why I give her the floor first. I want to hear exactly what she's saying. I want to hear her intent. I want to hear what she wants, because it's important to me. How she feels is important to me. A lot of us get away from that because we've been with someone for a long time. Just because you've been with someone for a long time doesn't mean you should get that comfortable to where you don't want to hear what they have to say. Remind yourself gently of why you're in love with them. Remind yourself of why they're your wife, or why they're your partner, or why they're your friend. Don't just count them out. There's a lot to be learned there, okay? Like reflects like. We all put people in our lives with our thoughts and how we feel. I want to thank every single person from around the world who continues to listen to the Black Love Experience podcast. We thank you so very much for your kindness, for your patience. We have another new episode coming up next week, and we have some more bonus episodes coming your way as well, as a thank you for being so patient with us. We love you all dearly. Be sure to check our link inside of the description of the episode. Go to our link tree, and there you can find our emails and our social medias. If you're on Facebook, we're at the Black Love Experience, spelled with an X, no E, on Facebook and TikTok, and also on Instagram at the Black Love Experience. We appreciate y'all so very much. We are looking so forward to next season. Like I said, we are back. We had some life events take place, but with God's grace, we've handled them, and we're still here in one piece and vibrating so high. So, until the next time, love yourself, love each other, and always strive to be better. We'll see y'all on the next episode of the Black Love Experience. Love and light. Peace.
Next time on the BLX.
Choose love, not war, on the next Black Love Experience podcast.
I'm Amber.
I'm Tavares. We are the Black Love Experience. Welcome to our kingdom.